Hi Internet, it's Lee.
And Taylor.
And we thought we would do a little bit of a retro review, not really review, but a retro look back of some of the people that passed this year that meant a lot to us. 2016's been I'm going to say, shitty year for celebrities passing away.
If you could describe 2016 in one word, it'd be mortality. Like, there have been more heard of deaths this year. I feel like I couldn't take a breath without hearing somebody who had just passed away.
Yeah. Almost every day.
At least. I mean, it's just...
Yeah. So it's been a rough year for celebrities. We're almost over as we're filming this. We've got a couple of days left in the year, so fingers crossed that nothing else happens to any of the celebs.
Hold on to the rest of your geeks, man.
Yeah. So we thought we would do a bit of a look back of...
a year in review.
Yeah. So, hope you enjoy this. Like I said, they may not mean anything to you. You may not have heard of them, because I'm going to do some English people that passed away. Taylor's going to do some kind of
musicians
music
and actors.
So, but bear with us, because this is kind of a personal thing to us, because they mean a lot to us. So I'm going to let you start with probably favorite of both of ours.
Yeah, absolutely. Alan Rickman.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say, and it still chokes me up now, I cried the whole day that he passed away.
Yeah. Because it was so sudden. I don't think anybody expected it.
You didn't expect it. I mean, I heard it on the radio on the way to work and completely lost my mind. Don't worry, I drove safe. But, no, that week, when he passed, it was just awful because, I mean, everybody knows him from the Harry Potter saga.
Mm-hmm. Severus.
Yeah. Everybody knows him as that. I mean, they get this relationship with him while watching Harry Potter, reading Harry Potter. I mean, once you've watched the movies, you associate the character with that actor, and you build this relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I know this is kind of a sin in the geek world, but I did not read Harry Potter. I started by watching the movies. You know what? I take that back. I read the first book.
Me too.
But I started by watching the movies, and then, you know, I watched Sweeney Todd, and he was in Sweeney Todd as Judge Turpin, and then he was also in Galaxy Quest.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorites.
And I'm forgetting one.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, over the holidays, Kristen and I watched Love Actually, one of my favorite Christmas movies, and... you forget how good he is in that.
Yeah.
Both him and Emma Thompson, the relationship, you'd swear they were married. So it was terrific acting, and he was a terrific actor in everything he did. And he is sorely missed, not just by us as an actor, but I think a lot of people.
I mean, a lot of
Who could forget, we just realised, Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we forget that? One of his best performances, in my opinion, and just such a great actor. And
he had the way of working his way into your heart to where you weren't sure if you actually liked him, but once you watched him act, it was over. He was there, and you knew who he was, you knew his name, and
sorely missed.
Very much so.
Well, from my point of view, I haven't lived in England for a long time, but one of my favourite people to watch on TV was comedian Victoria Wood. She was an amazing talent, wrote some great comedy stuff. Her and Julie Walters together were just magic on camera. And I tell you, one of my favorite things still to watch on YouTube, because it's the only place I can see it now, is a song that she wrote, which is still cracks me up every time I hear it, called Let's Do It. For anybody from England will know what I'm talking about. It's hysterical, and she is sorely missed for me.
So, another one for me, growing up in a very Republican household, I think you heard of Nancy Reagan in this family, at least every other family gathering. I mean, come on. It's Nancy Reagan. She's one of the classiest first ladies out there. So I know when my mom's in the other room, that's right. So I know when she passed, it was a heavy day for us too, because, I mean, that was a household name, Nancy Reagan.
Yeah.
You knew Nancy Reagan. I mean, if you didn't know Nancy Reagan, what the hell is wrong with you?
And known across the world as well.
Yeah. So.
For all the good work that she did, not only when she was in First Lady in the White House with Ronald, but all the good charity work that she's done afterwards. So whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it doesn't really matter. The woman did a lot of good work for charity and needs to be respected for that.
Absolutely.
All right, next up on my list is somebody who was a youngster. I watched, and I'm not even exaggerating this, probably almost every single day. Once I had a VCR in my bedroom, which was probably from about the age of 12 or 13. Andrew Sachs was one of my heroes and best known for Manuel in Fawlty Towers, which is where I knew him from primarily and what I watched it literally every day. Him and John Cleese were just magic together. And if you've never seen Fawlty Towers, there's 12 episodes, that's all they ever did. And they were absolutely amazing. Some of the funniest things still to this day. And quite frankly, I could literally almost say every episode by line once I start watching it. It's really quite sad that I know it so well, but he was a great actor, and his portrayal of the Spanish waiter was just unbelievable. And I don't know. Like I said, when I was growing up, one of my heroes, just so funny, and just the magic that him and John Cleese created together is just, I don't think it's ever going to be matched.
So for me, I'm actually gonna tie two together just because they both kind of go hand in hand. They're not the same. So for those of you geek nuggets that know me at all, even just the slightest bit, you know that I am a huge metalhead. I love all things metal, heavy metal, gent metal. I love rock and roll. It's one of my roots. I love rock and roll. That being said, two people in particular this year passed away. That I don't think I got to see one of them, and I don't think I got to see the other, just because of the time frame that they were part of the band. One of my all-time favorite bands is Megadeth. The drummer from, I believe it was 89-ish, for I think roughly anywhere from 5 to 10 years. Don't quote me on that. Again in 2004 and again in 2014 for a final reunion. Nick Menza passed away. And then, as we all know, Lemmy from Motorhead passed away. I actually had the chance to see Lemmy perform live when I was a few years ago, and it was such a spectacular show. I mean, I couldn't even fathom what was going on. I couldn't fully appreciate the entity that is Lemmy. But definitely looking back, that is an artist that will be sorely missed, because he created some really great music.
Another one for me, again, one of my heroes growing up, and if my mother was here, she would completely vouch that this is the case, because for years as a child, I would spend my hard-earned pocket money on tricks from this man. Yes, I was a geeky magician as a kid as well. An English magician who was actually known worldwide, Paul Daniels, was one of the greatest magicians of not only our time but any time. He was a terrific guy. Did a lot of work for charity. Created a ton of magic that people still use today. Him and his wife Debbie McGee was part of my Saturday night. Every Saturday in England, we would sit down and watch his magic show, and I just loved him as a kid, and I still respect the guy today because he's done so much in this world. He had his spat with Penn and Teller at one time, but I kind of not necessarily kissed and made up, but they became friends. And it's good to see that he went out on a high note, because the guy was still performing even after he found out he had a major brain issue. And like I said, if I could get my money back on all the magic that I bought from his Paul Daniels magic collection, I'd be a rich man today, because I spent a ton of money on that. So sorely missed on my part.
sticking with my music theme, I was actually kind of shocked when I heard that Prince passed away this year. I wasn't necessarily heartbroken, like I was for some of the other people, like Alan Rickman, but I was definitely bummed out because he's an icon in the pop music world. I mean, you don't really know music unless you know Prince. So I mean, I used to listen to his music every now and then. I know that's totally contradicting what I just said of metal is my roots, I am metalhead. I love all music, but I actually used to listen to Prince every now and then, and it was just kind of a shame to hear that he passed.
And speaking of music, we had another loss this year.
Yeah, David Bowie.
Yep.
I personally was more upset over losing David Bowie than I was Prince. I had more ties into the David Bowie side of things than Prince. I mean, for God's sakes, he was the Goblin King.
Mm-hmm. He's a Goblin King, and also for you Geek Nuggets, he was the man who fell to Earth. He was Ziggy Stardust with his spiders from Mars. I mean, the guy was revolutionary.
He was an icon. He was the icon.
And in England, he had one of the first music videos ever to be banned for pornography. Did you know that?
Good for him.
Yeah, the music video for China Girl was banned for quite a while in England because it was too erotic, apparently. So you learn something every day.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, rest in peace, David.
Yeah, seriously.
In the geek world, we had a couple of major losses this year. I'll start with the first one, which is Ron Glass. He's the most recent. We did a little Firefly box opening a few weeks ago, and did a little tribute to him then. But Ron Glass has been known for many different TV shows, Barney Miller and stuff like that. But we know him primarily as Shepard from Firefly, and it was quite an emotional loss for me because I love that show. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and so losing him was very sad.
Yeah, because there goes any shot of having a reunion.
Yeah, and also from the sci-fi world, we also had Kenny Baker. Yeah, Kenny Baker, who was R2-D2, for those of you who don't know, in the original Star Wars trilogy. He actually used to, weird story, but he used to get his hair cut my barber's back in England. So my barber knew Kenny Baker, so we would always tell stories about how we'd been filming and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
So it was a genuinely nice guy, from what I understand. A genuinely nice guy.
We actually do have another Star Wars loss this year as well. Very recent. I think it was Tuesday, the 27th.
Yeah, as we're filming this.
Tuesday the 27th, I believe. We lost Carrie Fisher.
She'll always be our princess.
She will always be a princess.
And my first crush as a kid.
I actually, I don't even know what to make of it. It's still, I don't believe it. Like, I know it's there, it's happened. I just, personally, the shock has not completely sizzled out. And to kind of go along with Carrie Fisher, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, passed away the day after. So yesterday. Yeah. And I don't know about you per se, but for me, Debbie Reynolds was a part of my childhood, just as for any, I don't want to classify everybody as millennials, but anybody that's roughly my age, 20s, 22, 23, 5, watching Disney Channel around Halloween time when Halloween Town would come on. She was Grandma Aggie. I mean, come on. That was I loved those movies. And knowing that Grandma Aggie is gone, it's just like, it grabs at the heartstrings just a little bit more.
And for me, I'll always remember Singing in the Rain. That was a great movie that she was in.
Yeah.
And the last one that we're going to touch upon, and this is not to take anything away from anybody we've missed, and if we missed any of your favourites, please let us know in the comments the reason why they're your favourites. And
how did they impact your life? How did they impact you?
But the big one, or one of the big ones for me, and I actually just got a little shudder up my spine as I was thinking about talking about this guy, is Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder is loved by kids across the world, primarily known for obviously Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I mean, he is Willy Wonka.
Yeah, you can forget Johnny Depp. You can forget him.
You can love Johnny Depp all you want. I love Johnny Depp. I mean, you can love him all you want. You can think he's the greatest actor in the world, but there is no Willy Wonka that will ever top Gene Wilder.
Him and his world of pure imagination. Also in one of my all-time favorite comedy films, Blazing Saddles. That is still one of the funniest movies ever made. And him and Richard Pryor made 3 movies together, and their chemistry together was just unbelievable. Stir Crazy and See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and Silver Streak are still 3 of my favorite comedies. Their talent together was just unsurpassed. But like I said, Willy Wonka is what he's known for, and it's what we love him for. So again, we're sorry if we didn't make your one of your favorites didn't make our list. We only had a little bit of time to do this. We didn't want to make a massively long video, but we did want to just touch upon people that had a special meaning to both Taylor and I. And I hope it's helped and give us a little bit of closure, even though we're still going to miss them because we're not going to see their talent again.
Yeah.
It is fortunate that Carrie Fisher did manage to finish filming the next Star Wars movie, so we will see her in another role. Still see her as Leia one more time.
Great. So I'm going to cry in the next Star Wars because Leia's not gonna... Oh, God.
But that's going to be an emotional thing to watch, I think.
It's going to be hard. Any scene with her in it is going to be extremely difficult to watch and not at least get a single tear in your eye.
I agree. And if you stuck it this far, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I said, if we missed somebody, put it in the comments below. If you have stuck it out this far, just punch that thumbs up button real fast. It's like boom, 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 boom. It takes 2 seconds to do, if that. And it really helps us with the YouTube algorithm change that they've completely messed things up, so we're not showing up as much as we used to do. Also, if you'd like to sign up for our social media, links are all around the screen right now. You can just snap it with the QR code, and we do appreciate you doing that.
Yeah. And
that's it. So this is probably our last video for 2016.
Yeah, because it's what, the 29th?
Yep.
We've got 2 days left of this year.
Yep.
God, for the love of God, hold on to all the geeks. Don't let 2016 take another one.
Yeah, please don't. It's been a rough year for celebrities.
I honestly don't think I could take losing another geek. Or someone so close to the geek world.
Yeah. But anyway, Happy New Year, Geek Nuggets. We do appreciate you guys watching and being part of the Geek Nugget family. And until 2017, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Adios, Geek Nuggets.